Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome or welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today we are making a Philly cheesesteak, a delicious sandwich hailing from Philadelphia. Stay tuned until the end of this video to learn how to make one great lunch. So let's get started. Hey everyone, so before we dive into this recipe, make sure you smash that like button for me. It's a really easy way to show support for the channel and boost this video to more people. So first we're going to prep our vegetables that we're going to need for this recipe. Starting off, we need one large green bell pepper. I like to slice off the top and the bottom and then remove the core. And then using a sharp knife, you want to create long, thin slices out of this green bell pepper. Next up, in total, we're going to need 2 cloves of garlic that we're going to mince. You can use a garlic press or a sharp knife to mince the garlic as well. We're going to need 1 clove of garlic each for different parts of this recipe, so make sure you keep those separated. We're also going to need 1 medium-sized sweet onion that we're going to remove the outer peel first, and then also cut long, thin slices out of that as well. Next up, we're going to create an initial spread for the bread of our Philly cheesesteak. And for that, we're going to need 4 tablespoons worth of unsalted butter that's been softened to room temperature. And to that, we're going to add 1 minced garlic clove, whisking those together until they're well combined. And if your bread is not already pre-sliced, you want to use a serrated knife to slice the buns nearly through. Here, we're going to spread this garlic butter into the cut sides of each of the buns. In total, for this recipe, we're going to make 4 Philly cheesesteaks, so keep that in mind when you want to make this at home. And keeping both sides of the bun attached at the cut section is important. You'll see why towards the end of this recipe. Next up, we have the star of the dish. We're going to need 1 pound's worth of ribeye steak that we're going to end up eventually thinly slicing. But before that, we want to sprinkle a thin layer of sea salt and freshly ground black pepper onto both sides of the steak and press that seasoning into the meat. We're also going to add about half a teaspoon's worth of garlic powder onto both sides of our ribeye steaks, followed by another half teaspoon of onion powder, pressing that seasoning into both sides of the ribeye steak cuts. And once our steaks are fully seasoned, we want to take a sharp knife and cut them against the grain along the length of each ribeye steak. And for some of the larger portions of the excess fat, you can trim that off. Some of it's pretty hard to cook down, so you want to make sure you remove that before we cook our steaks. Now we're going to make a delicious homemade sauce for our Philly cheesesteaks. And for that, we're going to need 1/4 cup's worth of mayonnaise, followed by 1 minced garlic clove, 1 tablespoon's worth of Worcestershire sauce, and half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Whisking all of those together to create one beautiful, tasty sauce. This is a really important step for this recipe, so make sure you don't skip it. Now, to really bring out that flavor of the bread, we're going to toast the cut ends of each of our buns. A really easy way to do that is to place the cut sides down on a large skillet set over medium heat, or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or 176 degrees Celsius, until the bread is golden brown. And at that heat, it should take just about a minute per bun. Your goal is to see a nice sear on each of the buns as you see here. You can set the buns aside as we now add 1 tablespoon's worth of olive oil to the skillet, still set over medium heat, and we want to add in our sliced green bell peppers and our sliced onions. Give these vegetables a thin sprinkling of the sea salt and freshly ground black pepper. And then we just want to saute these veggies until they've softened, which should take about 8 minutes at this heat. And once they're cooked to our liking, we want to remove the veggies from the pan. And in the same pan, once all the vegetables are removed, we want to add another 1 tablespoon's worth of olive oil and add in our sliced ribeye to the pan in an even layer, and allow these to sear for about 2 to 3 minutes untouched. And after that time is up, we want to flip them and cook the ribeye fillet slices for another 2 minutes. After that time is up, we want to add 1 tablespoon's worth of Worcestershire to the pan, Continue to saute the meat until the ribeye steak is cooked to our desired doneness. I'm a big fan of a medium cook, but feel free to cook this as low or as high as you want. But once you have cooked your meat, you want to add our cooked onions and bell peppers back into the skillet and mix them together with our ribeye slices. Once it's well dispersed, we can remove the pan from the heat, and this creates our Philly cheesesteak filling. Here we want to divide this filling into 4 equal portions and place 2 slices of provolone cheese on each portion. In total for this recipe, we're going to need 8 slices of provolone cheese. I like using mild provolone for this recipe. The cheese will melt due to the heat from the Philly cheesesteak filling. Now on to assembling our Philly cheesesteaks. We're going to spread 1 tablespoon of our mayo mix onto the inner toasted sides of each of our buns. And now, working 1 bun at a time, we want to place a bun over a portion of our cheese covered meat and use a spatula to help scoop the filling into the bun so that the cheese will be at the bottom of the bun when you flip the sandwich over to collect all the filling. And then we just want to repeat this with the remaining buns and filling. And with that, our Philly cheesesteaks are ready to be served and enjoyed. Congrats, you've just made Philly cheesesteaks right at home. As you can see, they're a lot easier to make than you think. You can do this with just 1 large skillet, and the taste is out of this world. I cannot wait for you guys to try this at home. And for a variation on this recipe, try using half of a large red bell pepper and half of a large green bell pepper instead for more flavor and color contrast to this dish. But when you do try this recipe at home, be sure to tag me at Chef Vic Cuisine or hashtag Chef Vic Cuisine so I can see your great takes on this dish. As always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine Volume 4, Enhancing Your Inner Chef. And that's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in my description box. Feel free to click the pop-up on your screen for more information on that as well. Thank you all so much for watching this recipe. I really hope you enjoyed learning how to make a Philly cheesesteak, and if you did, be sure to smash that like button for me. It's one of the best ways to show support for this channel. And if you haven't done so already, also hit that subscribe button too to see more recipes just like this one. And sharing is caring, so if you enjoy this recipe and think someone else will too, feel free to share this with all your family and friends. And stay tuned for next week where I show you a really heartwarming drink, my matcha tea. Perfect for this fall season. Well, thank you all again so much for watching. I appreciate all the support you guys send my way. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out and hit that subscribe button to see more recipes like this one. YouTube thinks you'll like these videos, so let's see if they're right. And I'll catch you next time on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine. And until then, peace.